So the other day, I got banned on backpack.tf for a week with the reason stating trading with scammers. I have the mindset of taking full responsibility for all my mistakes, even if it wasn't necessarily all my fault, and I believe that you should too if you really want to learn and make great profit. I'll explain what exactly happened in a second, but this is a really good opportunity for you to learn from my mistakes. A wise man learns from his mistakes, but the wisest man learns from the mistakes of others. Other really big traders have also gotten banned for similar reasons, and this video could literally save you from being scammed, accidentally breaking rules and getting banned yourself, or losing a lot of profit on bad trades. So let's start off with the elephant in the room. Number 1, banned on backpack.tf. First off, I had absolutely no intent of wrongdoing, and I actively condemn scammers and unethical behavior. It all happened because I traded with a user in my Discord server who is permanently banned for using alt to fake buy order to artificially inflate value of item being auctioned on scrap.tf. And while I have great respect for the banned trader who both actively gives out great advice on my Discord server and did acknowledge their mistake and wish they knew better at the time, I do believe the ban is justified as preying off innocent traders should have devastating consequences to prevent it from ever happening. However, in late October, they bought a Frankencharge hat out of hell off of stntrading.eu, which is a commonly used TF2 trading website, and they asked me if I would buy it for a key more than they would. I agreed, and despite seeing that they were banned on backpack.tf for that reason of inflating buy orders, I was genuinely unaware that this reason would result in a ban for me if I traded with them. This is because of 3 highly grayed out zones, which I think should be more clear whether it's justifiable to be banned for, but again, I'm taking full responsibility and I just have to eat up the ban, which is only a week anyway. So, number 1, it's arguable if inflating buy orders is directly a scam in and of itself, as the scams never actually occurred. It's very easy to say yes, how did you not know that? But when you're going about your routine quickly checking your messages, and the ban reason didn't explicitly say, this user is a scammer, that's why I went through with the trade with no second thought. Plus, their permanent ban just added to the fact that I purely thought it was them committing an unethical action rather than being labeled a scammer, since the permanent aspect does its intended feature of not letting them place any more buy orders on the website again. A scammer should be permanently banned too, but again, I didn't even consider that was a possibility, especially when it didn't obviously say this user is a scammer. And number 2, there were no scammed items or scamming fence items involved. I know that this doesn't matter for getting banned, as directly trading with a scammer is what matters, but you can see how I got even more confused when I saw that I got banned. Everyone I trade with, I background checked their profile history and history of the items, and it all looked okay. However, my opinion doesn't matter since it's up to the moderators of backpack.tf who get the final say, and simply being unaware doesn't mean you're exempt from being banned. And number 3, this reason made me the most confused as to how I'm the only one that got banned for trading with this user, and that is, the banned user I traded with acquired their items through the prior mentioned website stntrading.eu. And if you don't know, websites like these are programmed to deny trades with users who are marked as scammers. So can you spot the grey area here? STN's automatic ban hammer didn't swing when they saw the reason for why the banned user I traded with was banned. They read the ban reason, using alt to fake buy order to artificially inflate the value of an item being auctioned on scrap.tf, and didn't consider it as a scammer. Plus, STN did not get banned themselves while trading with the exact same items, so it felt like a very unfair one-sided ban on my side. So I tried using this as the main argument in my backpack.tf ban appeal, and let's just say it flopped. The admin did respond very fast, but they were direct and adamant in the fact that the reason for inflating buy orders is in fact a scam. But I'm allowed to make a report on STN once my ban expires if I wish to do so. Honestly, I don't care about doing that, but at least I learned something to avoid in the future and for something I can pass on to you. I'm only banned for like 5 to 6 more days on backpack.tf, and the only things I can't do is have backpack.tf classified listings or engage with price suggestions on the website. My marketplace.tf access also just got removed, so I have to sort it out and relist all of my items again, which is really unfortunate because now I've just lost a week's worth of sales. I'm also banned on scrap.tf for the time being. So, what is the lesson you can learn here from my mistake? Number 1, absolutely do not trade with any scammers that are marked. I unfortunately fell into a sticky situation and it did get me banned for a week, which isn't nice. Number 2, run background checks on everyone you trade with, Even if you trade with someone and they get banned later, you can still very much get banned yourself if they are considered an obvious alt. So the rules directly stated on backpack.tf are all trades above 15 keys in value on either side of the trade must be background checked. If the account you would trade with is banned on backpack.tf for anything related to scamming, sharking, or fencing, you cannot complete the trade. If a trader accidentally fails to meet these expectations, they will receive a temporary ban, escalating with number of offenses like myself. If a trader knowingly fails to meet his expectations and is found to intentionally trade with Steam Rep marked or Backpack.tf banned scammers, the ban will instantly be a permanent one. Brokering for a friend who is site banned for any reason will remain against the rules. Temporary bans will expire after 1 year without a ban. So whether you're on your first or second offense, if you go without a ban for 1+ year and then are reported again for the same thing, we will treat it as a new ban and start at first offense again. This does not apply to permanent bans. So that means that the ban I just received will not continue to a second offense if I somehow got banned again, but a year after this one occurred. Ban evasion during any ban for trading with scammers will be permanent as with any other site ban. So while I'm banned, I'm not going to do anything shady. I'm just going to let it run so that I do not get permanently banned, which would be really bad. Ban durations go for first offense 3 days to 3 months, second offense 1 month to 6 months, third offense permanent, but it's appealable after 1 year. And for obvious scammer alts that you should avoid, the red flags include a brand new account with lots of items suddenly appearing in the backpack, old accounts that have been inactive for years and suddenly have been leveled up heaps, had achievements farmed, game hours idled, lots of items, etc. Old accounts with no or only very recent backpack history snapshots on the website. Accounts with sudden influx of items seemingly out of nowhere, especially if items come from banned scammer alts/fences. Accounts that meet the above and are quick selling lots of items for low prices. If you make sure to follow these guidelines, you'll be all good. And if you're a bit unsure if the person you're trading with is a scammer or anything of the sort, do be sure to join my free Discord server with over 1200 members where you can very easily just ask and get a quick response, which can save you so much headache. Number 2, Dead Presidents Glengarry Bonnet. Some of my long-time viewers may already know, but in August 2017, I got scammed out of my Dead Presidents Glengarry Bonnet, which was worth most of my inventory at the time, being about 13 keys. This made me quit trading for several months, and looking back, it was a silly mistake that really cost me a whole lot of productivity that I wish I never wasted. So what happened was I bought the Dead President's Glengarry Bonnet for about 12 and a half keys, which honestly is a horrible purchase with my now experienced eyes, but my goal was to resell it for 14 keys. This random guy added me, and he seemed to have a massive backpack worth around $10,000. I was surprised to see that he said, "I'm interested in buying your Dead President's Glengarry Bonnet. Here's the link to my backpack. Pick out anything you want." Being an absolutely idiotic kid, I picked out the Australium scattergun worth like 30 keys, and was shocked to see he just said, "Sure." Being completely unaware that this trade was way too good to be true, and the fact that he was an impersonator who sent a link to the real profile of the guy he was disguised as. But he said before performing the trade, "I need to verify that your items isn't duped and needs to be checked or whatever by a Steam admin." With the high authority of the Steam admin, I was like, "Yeah, just do your thing, bro." Little did I know that the Steam admin was also an impersonator. He said something along the lines of needing to verify my item was legit, and then made an OP skins bot, who remembers OP skins by the way, to send a trade offer to me in order to retrieve my Dead President's Glengarry Bonnet, and I was so hyped on making a bunch of profit on the Australian scattergun that I just accepted, and immediately they all disappeared. I was feeling really anxious, and I found out that I had just been scammed, and I honestly started tearing up a bit. I tried reporting the bot to Steam support, but they said they couldn't do anything about it and that they no longer duplicate items. And from that day on, I quit trading until I started and failed again in early 2018. So the lesson to learn here is to realize that if something is too good to be true, then it definitely is. Plus, absolutely anyone can get scammed even if they think they won't fall for it. So be sure to check out my Avoid Every TF2 Scam video, which will either be out already or will be out soon to really prevent yourself from getting scammed. Number 3, Death Staggers Team Cap. Only a few months ago, I bought a 1 of 1 Death Staggers Team Cap, which is a really nice summer 2025 effect on an elite grade all class hat, which people hyped up when the update came out. I really thought I was going to be able to get in and out of the market really fast, securing around 1000 keys for it. I compared it with other elite grade hats on the market, and I was too confident that I'd easily be able to flip it quickly. However, I listed it for really high, and no one offered anything after weeks. And one of the worst things that could have happened. Another one was unboxed, making mine a 1 of 2. They still haven't tried selling theirs, but this really blew out how much I could have sold mine for if the item wasn't 1 of 1. And guess what? Yet another one was unboxed, making it a 1 of 3, and to rub even more salt in the wound, people were now saying that the team cap was one of the worst elite grade hats ever released into the game. At this point, I'm absolutely infuriated because I've literally just overpaid so much for an unusual item that is increasing in supply and that everyone is now calling junk. So now after 3 months of owning this team cap, I've gotten 0 offers on it, despite me trying selling it right now for 600 keys. So I'm stuck on a really illiquid item that is losing me money by the day. So what was my mistake here that I should have avoided? First off, when there's hype in a hat, understand that it's just hype. People always rave about new stuff, and that's what happened in my case. People glazed the team cap as an incredibly groundbreaking hat, and now they say it's one of the worst elite grades in the game. So when dealing with items from a new update, treat it as you do with any of your other items. You only buy it if you're 100% certain that it's a profitable trade. In my case, I did so much market research and analyzed all the other hats currently for sale and their past sales, but it didn't even matter in the end. Secondly, I bought a hat that I thought wasn't going to be unboxed again, but I was sorely mistaken. While it is an elite grade unusual, where you then need to land a 1 of 10 possible effect outcome in the case, it was stupid of me to think that this wasn't going to be unboxed again while the case was still really fresh. I thought it was going to stay 1 of 1 for a really long time because it was so rare. But given enough people who unboxed cases, it was assured more were going to be unboxed, which would lower the value for me. Thirdly, I shouldn't have put so much emphasis on it being the ultimate 1 of 1 elite grade all class hat. People simply won't buy something so expensive and rare if they don't like the look of it. And all of these factors made it so expensive, which you think people would like, but in reality, no one wants to buy junk like this. At least not for this price. Why not just spend those 600 keys on way better items rather than this one mediocre hat, even if it has a nice effect and has a red border? Just stick to the basics of past sales, profit margin percentage, competition, inflation, and sister effect price checking on hats you're familiar with. And that's all for today's video. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and prevent yourself from getting into troubling situations. At the top of the description, you can find my premium trading program where I directly help traders make their first 100 keys profit in just under 90 days, and even more so when they get through the beginning stages. Likewise, you can find my free Discord server with over 1200 members, in which both are excellent resources if you want to get ahead in trading. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment. I'll catch you next time. See ya!